What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. I'm BouseFeenux, and I want to say thank you so very much for 1,000 subscribers. I cannot believe how fast we got there. You guys are amazing, and the support that I've gotten from other YouTubers, Twitch streamers, and making this YouTube switch has made it so much better. I can't say thank you enough. So, in honor of 1,000 subscribers, I wanted to put this video together for you guys. Now, everything in this video is my opinion. These aren't the best weapons in Warframe. These aren't the top 5 weapons in Warframe. These are my favorites. These are my favorite top 5 weapons. These are the weapons that I go to, the primary weapons that I'm using all the time, that when I can't figure out what to take on a mission, this is what I grab. So, without further ado, I want to present to you my top 5 favorite weapons in Warframe. Thanks for watching. Starting with the number 5 spot, we have the Amprex, which is basically an assault rifle that shoots a steady stream of electricity. Now, this weapon is extremely damaging. It is capable of clearing entire rooms, doing tremendous amounts of DPS, red crits. I mean, it's a fantastic weapon. Now, I don't use this weapon as much as I should, but I do really enjoy it when I do, because the ability to clear entire rooms of infested and just be able to get just about everything off the pod in a defense mission like the one shown here is really awesome. Knowing that I have that kind of crowd control at my disposal in the form of a weapon is pretty amazing. I mean, the one big drawback, and the reason this weapon didn't make it further down the list, is because it has really terrible ammo economy. On top of that, it's a beam weapon, which they kind of have a limited range, and that kind of lowers its utility a bit for me. But the amount of targets that it's able to destroy is pretty fantastic, and I really enjoy this weapon. I'm pretty confident that this definitely makes a number 5 spot. Coming up in the number 4 spot, we have the Rubico, which is a very devastating rifle weapon and my favorite sniper rifle in the game. Now, there are a lot of choices. A lot of people probably like the Rectus Prime or the Lenka or, you know, any number of other sniper rifles in the game, but nothing really, to me, matches the way this weapon looks, the damage it does, and how much fun it is to use. With the Rectus Prime, you're constantly reloading. You've got your 2 shots, whatever. With this weapon, you've got 5. And the unfortunate thing with this Rubico here is it does have a pretty long reload time. But if you're pretty good at lining up enemies, and with the punch through that I have with this build, you can make those 5 shots really count for something. And also, you have the added bonus of the crit multiplier, which scales really well in high levels. So, right now I'm using this weapon in the Void, and it's just tearing through everything. This isn't the highest level mission that you could take this weapon to, but, I mean, I've tested it in the Simulacrum. It does really well against level 90 and higher enemies, and with Banshee or any of those other ridiculously powerful Warframes that kind of modify weapons, this thing is just, it's a monster. The damage it can do is obscene, and it's a no-brainer that it's made it into my top 5 and into my number 4 slot. The only thing that's kept it from going further is, like I said, the really long reload time, and sniper rifles are just kind of out of place in Warframe. I mean, the Warframe is such a fast-paced game that sniper rifles are kind of hard to use, but if you're good and you like this kind of weapon, I mean, you can totally make it work. Coming in at the number 3 spot, we have the Sankey Tigress, which is a variant on the regular Tigress, and you can get this from New Loka when you max out your reputation with them. The one thing I really like about this weapon is its capability for massive burst damage. You can clear entire rooms of enemies, I mean, with a really well lined up shot, especially if you have the Seeking Fury mod on here for a little bit of punch through. It'll tear through enemies. It also mainly does slash damage, which is pretty cool, so you get the dismemberment of corpses as an added bonus, which makes it pretty awesome for Necros farming and, whenever you just want to cut some dudes in half. So, another unique thing about this weapon is the way that it fires. If you hold down the trigger, you can fire one shot at a time, and then, so you hold down the trigger, it'll fire a shot, then you let go and it fires the other shot. Well, if you want to go fully auto, you just tap the trigger and it fires both shots. This is going to lead to you reloading quite frequently, but a way to get around this is to start the reload animation before the reload animation actually starts. So, and you'll get used to this when you play with it, but just tap the button, press reload before that white circle shows up, and it'll actually speed up your reload time a little bit. So, that's pretty nice. Another added benefit of this weapon is it actually has a Syndicate proc, which basically means that as it stores up energy, or affinity, it'll explode outwards, dealing a certain type of elemental damage, and it has an added effect. So with the Sankey Tigress, you get what's called Purity, and basically that's going to give you a corrosive proc, 1,000 corrosive damage, it's going to restore a portion of your base health, and it's going to max out your health pool for about 30 seconds. So a slash weapon with corrosive, and you get that proc all the time. I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer. And plus, this weapon just does insane amounts of damage. It's awesome, and it's no reason why this weapon has made it into the number 3 spot on my list. Alrighty, folks, we're getting down to the wire here, and at the number 2 spot, we have one of my favorite weapons in the entire game, and that is the Rectus Ernest. The Rectus Ernest is the Syndicate version of the regular Ernest, and by comparison, the regular Ernest is pretty terrible. It was often thought of as one of the worst bows, if not the worst bow in the game. When they announced this weapon, I was a little apprehensive, and I was like, man, the regular Ernest is terrible, nobody ever uses it, why would they release a Syndicate version of a really, really crappy weapon? The good news is, I was totally wrong and unfounded in everything I had thought, and this weapon turned out to be amazing. Some of the best things about this weapon are its insane base damage. The only unfortunate thing about that is, they're kind of two sides of the same coin. The one unfortunate thing about that is a lot of that damage comes in the form of impact, but this weapon is so powerful that it really doesn't matter that much. It's got a crazy crit multiplier, it's got, you know, crazy crit damage, good crit chance, everything like that. And then on top of that, it's the fastest charging weapon in the game. It takes 1/4 of a second to charge this thing up. So in 1/4 of a second, you have a fully charged shot that, with a lot of bows, is going to give you an 8 punch through. You're going to get an 8 punch through, you're going to get your full critical multiplier, all that cool stuff. Charging a bow is awesome, and when you can do it really fast, it's fantastic. I mean, it's almost click and shoot with this thing, and that's one of my favorite things about it. On top of that, it looks pretty badass. Another benefit to this weapon is the fact that you get a Syndicate proc with it. Now, this is both a blessing and a curse, as when you're trying to stealth a mission, a Syndicate proc can alert enemies and reset your stealth modifier, which kind of sucks, but I really don't use this weapon too much on stealth missions anyway. I usually take another bow or, you know, a Hushed Invisibility Loki or something like that, but barring that, I mean, you can't really get, I think this is, to me, this is the best bow in the game. I mean, a lot of people will argue the Dread or the Paris Prime or, you know, whatever. To me, it's the Rectus Ernest. This is my favorite bow in the game and my second favorite weapon in the game right now. So, you know, that being said, take it with a grain of salt. You know, some of you like your other bows, stuff like that, but Rectus Ernest earns a solid 2 in my top 5 list. Okay, so we're almost to the end, and before I move on, I want to let you guys know that there were a lot of hard choices in this game. There's many, many fantastic weapons in Warframe, and I'm sure my top 5 is probably not even anywhere near your top 5, but you guys really pulled my leg on this one. You twisted my arm. It was tough. You wanted a top 5, and I really racked my brain and scratched my head for a long time trying to figure out which one was the best, you know, which 5 were the really best ones in Warframe before I made this video. Now, before I show you the next one, I want to thank you guys again for watching. You guys have been fantastic, awesome viewers, and I love my Warframe community. So, that being said, let's take it over to the number 1 spot, and let me show you my favorite weapon in Warframe. Alright guys, down here at the number 1 spot is my favorite weapon in Warframe, the Brayton Prime. The Brayton Prime is an extremely solid weapon, and I know a lot of people are probably like, why not Boltor Prime? Why not Soma Prime? Those are both awesome assault rifles, right? Well, those two aren't really as satisfying for me to use. The Brayton Prime may not be the most damaging weapon in the game, it may not scale the best into late game, but man, it's so much fun to use. It's got that slash proc that just cuts enemies in half. I've got punch through on it, so it just tears down whole squads of enemies. There's just no weapon that's more satisfying for me to use in the entire game. I love it. I love the way it looks. I love the way it sounds. I love the high status chance. I mean, there isn't really much that I don't like about this weapon. The only thing that would make it even better is if it was just a little bit more powerful. That's the only thing that I really ask for. If this thing got a buff, or you could make it into a crit weapon, oh my god, it'd be unstoppable. I mean, I would use this over just about everything else in the game. It's got a pretty decent mag size at 75 rounds. It's got a good ammo reserve. I never really find myself running out of ammo with this weapon, or running into situations where it was a terrible choice. I mean, it's got base slash damage. It does a lot of slash damage. I mean, that's its primary physical damage type. So, I mean, corrosive works really well on it. This weapon is killer with 4 corrosive projections in your party. It scales really well into late game that way. I mean, I couldn't really find anything better. I liked it so much. It was really, really hard to choose out of, you know, just 5 weapons out of all the great weapons in Warframe, like I said earlier. But, You know, if I was pushed into a corner and I could only use one weapon for my duration of time playing Warframe, it would probably be the Brayton Prime. So, there you have it, guys. That's my top 5, you know, and my top 5 kind of changes over time as they release new weapons, as I discover new weapons that I'm maxing out or developing or etc. I mean, there's always cool stuff that's emerging, and that's one of the things I love the most about Warframe is that things change. They make a really crappy weapon really awesome sometimes, and then that becomes my favorite. So, you know, I may do another one of these here in the future. I may do, you know, secondaries, you know, melee weapons. You know, I have a whole you know, list of ideas of things that I want to do. So the sky's the limit with Warframe. I love this game. That's what keeps me coming back to it is, you know, they're always changing things up. So, you know, in a couple months, you might see another top 5 list where, you know, my favorite weapons have changed. So do me a favor. Comment down below and tell me your guys' top 5. What do you guys like to take into battle on a regular basis? What are you guys using all the time? So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I put a lot of work into it, and I really hope that shows. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and make sure you check out BouseFeenux.com for the latest builds, guides, and full text descriptions of all the builds on the website. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good one.
I'm flashing, but Sanuka Hunter, heck yeah, kill it.
Fuck, no wonder why you guys couldn't fucking hear me. No, it's G3. The fucking G3 is invading. Shit.
Excavator destroyed. Protect the remaining dig sites.
I'll let you take him out.
I got wrecked.
Excavator destroyed. Protect the remaining dig sites.
Scimitar! I got a piece of scimitar, yes!